Hey guys, Connor here with Chrome Designs, and thank you so much for watching this video. Today I've got a very exciting Cinema 4D tutorial to release to you guys, and we're going to be working on a particle effect and make it transition into some text. Now, I kind of posted on my Twitter. If you're not following me on Twitter, the link will be in the description if you want to catch up with anything. I posted on Twitter tutorials and on my Facebook page, and people say an intro, but creating a whole intro I feel will be kind of standard, and people will copy that and everyone will have the same intro, and people won't use it because other people have it, so it's kind of a downward spiral from creating the tutorial. So I figured I'd kind of use an effect that could be used, and especially using this, it can be used in many different ways. You can have many different effects, so it'd be nice to have some different kind of outcomes and add a bit of different twist to everything out there at the moment. So I'll give you a quick preview. As you see here in this quickly rendered scene, we've got the Chrome, and there's just the text is starting to break up. I'll take a look over in the other window. Excuse all the grid lines and the cameras or whatever. But we'll start at the beginning, and you see there's nothing, and particles try and fly in from random directions to create the text, like so. And if you go back, they dispersed. So that's kind of what it looks like rendered. You can add many different twists to this, as I said a second ago. So it should be very exciting. Things that I use, feel free to change them. I'll kind of give you some renowned ways to change it to maybe give a slightly different effect on it as we go along. But without further ado, we'll get started. So I'll go ahead and I'll make a new scene, file new, standard, and I'll add in my text, of course. I probably normally would already have the text set out, but you need to do some minor steps just in the basic mode text for it to have the best outcome possible. So in the text I'll write Chrome. I'll have it in all capitals. Why not? Keep it consistent. I just found a font. I'm going to use BM Police. Not too bad. It probably could look quite better with a bit of bold text. But nevertheless, this will do. I'll add the depth to 75. I'll add some caps just to increase the aesthetic look of it. And I'll make it 3 of steps and 4. And obviously most likely want the same for the back end of the text, so we'll go 3 and 4 again. So there we go, basic text. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change, in fact I'm going to keep that the same. Type I'm going to change to quadrilangular. I'm only joking, you know the one. That creates more steps, so that means the particles will be more precise, like so. And we'll also go into object and subdivision. We'll just crank this up a bit as well, like so, to about 12. That seems alright. Basic chord object, and everything is looking alright right now. In fact, we'll go regular grid, tick that, and we'll change the width to 5. That'll again create some more precise points, like so. And I think that's looking okay. So we'll go ahead and we'll add a PolyFX. Now this is what's going to be actually used to create the disperse in the particles. So I'll just go to mode graph, PolyFX, and drag it as a child of the mode text, like so. And I'm going to transform. We'll put this to 0 for now, and the fall off shape from infinite to linear, like so. And you've got a very interesting effect. Like so. So what we want to do is want to change the orientation to -Z. If you want -Z, it means that it will kind of fade inwards. If you want it on -X? Why did I say Z? My bad. -X. If you want it on positive X, it goes backwards or disperses. But I'm going to keep it standard and -X, like so. And so you have it folding like that, but that still doesn't really, that looks quite dodgy. It doesn't look that sleek. It looks quite amateurish. So what we're going to get around this is, for starters, we're going to add some more kind of sophistication and alignment to all these squares or diamonds that are kind of building up the text. So on the spline, under the PolyFX fall off, we'll right click, go to spline presets, and add one of them. I'll add square, like so. As you see, it kind of just builds it up a little bit more, creates it more of a solid, like so. And I'm just looking at everything now. Oh yeah, also, Oh, I changed the orientation. There we go. -X. Well, I'm going to zoom out here for a second, get a more peripheral view. PolyFX, the fall off, you can change this. For example, if you got it on 0, obviously there'll be no particles and the text just kind of wipes in. If you have it on 100, you know, there's more of a fade, so it fades in more gradually, and there's more kind of renowned particles like that. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to add in a random effector. So with PolyFX selected, we'll just go to MoGraph and effector and random, like so. And you see that you've got a really kind of, hold on, PolyFX, we'll move this. You see that the text starts to come in like so. And that's looking quite good. Now for starters, wrong button. There we go, that's kind of what it looks like. So you've got the really particles, they're obviously a lot bigger around here when the text is kind of more getting together, and out here they're a lot smaller, and that's what the fall off actually done. Yeah, and it gives a quite a nice effect, more dust, so it kind of comes in from nowhere, kind of gives a more, adds a bit more depth to it as it's coming in from further away. Looking back at the Mo text object, I'm just checking everything. I'm going to change, what was it? It was object. We're going to change the intermediate points from adaptive to subdivided. And you see that kind of changes, where was it? Adaptive. You see there you got some rectangles in, so it doesn't really follow along with the particle look. But as soon as you change it to, there we go, subdivided, you know, you get more of the squares. And that's starting to look a lot better. Now we're pretty much there. So if you go to PolyFX, you see they start to come together, and it overall looks quite nice. What you could do is you could add in a floor, a light, drag it up across, maybe a bit forward. Go to render settings, add global illumination. I'll change it just to low for this preview and render. In fact, I'll zoom in because you couldn't see anything out there, and you just want to kind of get to grips with what it actually looks like there. In fact, I'll move it across just a tad, like so. And on the light, I'll add shadow map soft. Just create some shadows, gives a nice a bit more effect. Takes a bit longer to render, but nevertheless it looks a bit better. And there we go, you know, you got some nice text with the kind of no material as well. It looks like it's kind of stone. You see on this kind of corner of the O, it's starting to look really nice. And a way to kind of emphasize the small particles is under the random effector, is if you go to parameter, and you know, you can change these, the X, the Y, and the Z. So for example, if you want them to come out from God knows where and out of absolutely nowhere, and they're kind of be more fast flowing, and there you go, that's your look. You can see it's a big random cluster. If you want to keep kind of small and chic, lower these down, about 100, like so. What's the one that I thought looked 100? So what the hell? 100, and added way too many O's. There we go. And that's looking quite good. And that's how to create text. Well, creating text to form via the particles. I may have a more advanced way to kind of use this and to create more sophistication to it. But here we are. I was going to actually make a tutorial preview for this, but I know I haven't been very active lately. I do apologise. So I thought to kind of just make a tutorial preview and then not make a tutorial for a week. I thought it'd be quite cheap. So I decided against it, and I thought I'd just make the tutorial. So I hope that you're happy with it. Obviously, the bonus of a tutorial preview is you know whether people want it or not. For example, if it gets negative feedback, you know people don't want it. So it's kind of blunt in that sense, but it gives you an idea of kind of what people want. But yeah, I hope this is alright. Obviously, if you want more randomness, obviously if you stretch one, the particles kind of turn don't come in from even angles. So yeah. But anyway, I'll probably cut it off here. You know, change everything. Things that I used, you know, just change it. For example, the Z, the Y comes in from downwards. You name it. Change the PolyFX fall off to box or something, so it does some weird movements or something like that. You know, anyway, whatever. Hope some of you actually use an intro. If you make an intro, submit as a video response. I'll take a look at it, maybe give some feedback. But anyway, that's all from me. Thank you so much for watching this video. I've been Connor with Chrome Designs, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.